welcome to another video. In this video we are going to go through 10 snappy practical tips about having a small business that you may want to know before you start yourself and also as you go along, that I have learned in the early months of having my own small sticker business. So the first tip that I'm going to get into is that have a product or start your business with a product that you can make yourself. Something that requires you to save money before kind of going into those expensive costs to buy machines and certain equipment. I would say that start with something that you can make yourself that is not very expensive, because investing in that equipment before knowing whether this is really for you is, I would say, a smart move. Also, in the start of your business, you want to make the process as simple as possible for you because those costs add up. Also, having a more handmade, unique product allows you to have a unique selling point, which makes your business more unique and more enticing for customers to share in your small business story and your products. The second tip is that to be flexible. I say this meaning when I first had my small business, I had a very concrete idea of what I wanted my small business to look like, the kind of products that I wanted to have on my shop, and the certain goals that I had within the timeline of my business. But I say to be flexible because life happens. And for me, I very much have my small business as a hobby. I have my full-time job and I have other commitments and exciting personal goals that I aim to achieve as well. And so when your small business is one part of your life, I would say be flexible so that your small business grows along with you, that you're not so concrete about what your small business looks aesthetically or the kind of products that you end up happening, because things always will happen that are out of your control, and having that flexibility in terms of maybe changing the kind of products that you have or the kind of aesthetic that you end up loving more than when you first started. When I first started, I really liked having hybrid octopus characters. I had a banana octopus, I had my pumpkin octopus and my mushroom octopus, but I quickly soon found out that it is not one of my best-selling designs, and so I had to kind of let go of that and put that to one side and develop a new love for designing cat stickers, which is something that brings me a lot of joy. Is something that is very flexible and malleable to different kind of stickers that are relatable in different ways. And so allowing your small business to grow with how you then grow as time goes on, and then able to kind of like problem solve and weave your way around certain issues that might prop up is a better mindset when going through your small business, especially in the early stages. Right, the third tip is that before or getting ready to open up your small business, especially if it's something like on Etsy, things like CEO search, it is very helpful to have, I would say, aiming for around 20 listings or 20 products when you open up your shop. As you can maybe imagine, if you're in the customer's point of view, when you want to go to a shop, you want to understand what this shop is about, what is the kind of things that they sell. And also, when you don't have a lot of products, it makes it a lot difficult for CEO to kind of know what kind of products you sell to then push it to a audience. So I would say have a variety of products in terms of, like, I wouldn't, for example, just have seasonal products. Or I wouldn't have, let's say, if I was going to do 20 listings and I really liked cats, I would have, although you can have all cat stickers, I would say maybe branch out a little bit in terms of cutesy cat stickers, office banter kind of cat stickers, kind of encouraging cat stickers. So I would have a little bit of a variety to kind of open yourself up to gather more information about what your customer really likes, and then building off from that. Although I would say having a niche is good, I would say in the beginning, have it a little bit more broader, find out what your customer likes, and then niche down to that, if that makes sense. The fourth tip is to tell everyone about your small business leading up, but especially after you open up your small business. I'm very much quite introverted and quite shy when talking about my small business, and so I think it took me a while to really talk about my small business when it came into conversation, and so I would say don't be shy. Try not to be shy when talking about your small business. It's something that you should be proud of. It's something that you've worked hard on. And if you don't tell anyone about your small business, then it's going to be a lot harder to get those sales. So even though it may take a little bit of a while to ease yourself talking about something that you may want to be a bit more private about, unfortunately, having a small business, you have to tell people about it. And even if you think people won't buy from your shop, it doesn't matter. Tell them anyway. Try and have the mindset that you've got nothing to lose by telling someone about your small business, and you'd be surprised about who buys from your shop. And they, even if they don't buy from your shop, they may tell someone else who might be really interested as well, and you never know, little kind of commissions might come out of it as well. So the world is your oyster. The opportunities that you put yourself out there to gain is better than keeping your mouth shut. And so just give it a go. You've got nothing to lose, and it makes for a fun conversation as well. Number 5 is not overstocking. This is something I definitely had to learn the hard way, and it's that don't have the expectation of what may be a bestseller or not. I definitely have been surprised in terms of what was a bestseller and what turned out not to be. And I made the mistake of overstocking those designs that I thought were going to be bestsellers, and don't do that. It's a lot easier to restock than to have loads of stock of one thing or several designs and then not knowing how to, in a way, sell them off if they are not popular. And so there are other ways that I have tried to work around this, which I will get into very soon. But I would say have around, obviously it depends the kind of product that you sell, but as for me that I sell stickers, I would say have maybe 10 per listing or per product. That way, and then see what actually becomes your bestseller and then restock as you go, because there's no point having 30 stickers that are going to just be sitting there and then you're wondering what to do with it, especially when you are, let's say I am on Etsy. If you have Etsy, you have to pay for the listing to remain on your shop, and if it's not popular, you're paying for it to still be on your shop. And so that can be a little bit troublesome. So learn from my mistake and don't do that. Also, being able to, as you go along in your small business, there are designs naturally that you plan to drop, and then more designs that you plan to upload. And so having less stock of certain stickers to allow you to have that flexibility to change your stock so that it is more fitting to the business that you plan to grow is ideal. Number 6. So, this is the way that I have tried to kind of get stock going out. When you first have your business, the kind of goal, at least very much for me, is not so much getting money. It's very much finding your audience, getting those initial sales, those initial reviews, so that you can at least build that good foundation, that rapport, have hopefully repeating customers, and then that sets you off for a good point to then carry on. And so with the restocking, since money is not like the forefront of my mind, which sounds silly when you have a small business, but I would say in the first 1 year of your business, at least my plans are to focus on getting those sales and finding out what my customer likes best. And so doing sales was a very good thing for me to do in terms of promoting people to buy more, or buying a certain product, or buying a collective set of stickers. And so I did sales, which I wish I had done earlier, and I did 15% sales, 25% sales, 60% sales, to kind of see how that changes, and whether that also can help you think about price points. Am I selling something for too much money? And also, as it's coming to the winter seasons, heading towards Christmas, sales are a very exciting way to get new people, to see your shop and press that buy button. And so I would definitely say that doing sales, especially during seasonal times, or just moving stock that perhaps is less popular, and you're maybe thinking, maybe if I change the price point, maybe that would help. So yes. Number 7 is to promote. As you can see right now, like YouTube videos, Instagram, or just word of mouth, sharing and promoting your small business is very, very important. Like I said, you won't be able to get any sales if no one knows that your business exists. And so I think also sharing your process, sharing your story, sharing your struggles, sharing what has been your best sellers, and kind of doing like fun, entertaining videos that's, revolve around your small business. Showing off your products and you packing your products is a fun way for people to kind of see behind the scenes of your small business, also see you as a business seller, and of course see the things that you want to sell. Number 8 is something that I kick myself for not doing earlier, and it's reviews. Whenever you get a new customer, don't do what I do and be too shy to ask people to review. Reviews are very important for building that foundation for your shop, to give people that encouragement to know that what you are selling is valuable and worth them purchasing. And so if you have a new person buying from your shop, shooting them a message once they have received their package, to just kindly ask them to do a review for them. Review for you, sorry. It's very useful, and it also gives you an idea of what people like, and getting feedback. Feedback is very important for you to learn and grow and improve your small business. Number 9, I've said previously in many of my vlogs and videos that having a small business is very much a mind game, as much as it is making a product, doing all those admin duties. And so number 9 is not to compare, but also to manage your expectations. And what I mean by this is that yes, you won't be getting a lot of sales initially. If you do, congratulations. But for many of us, that is not always the case. And so managing your expectations and changing your mindset from I'm not getting a lot of sales to when you do get a sale, being very excited, and it kind of be a little bit of a surprise. I would say don't go into your business expecting to get a sale every single day. Keep grinding, keep working on what you want your small business to look like, making new designs, and when that sale comes, it will come when it comes. I would say don't worry yourself too much. Sometimes you may be doing all the right things, but it takes time. Don't rush yourself into, trying to make those sales, or, thinking that I need to put down a lot of listings and rushing those designs. It is much better and a lot more fruitful if you do designs that you absolutely love, that you put a lot of time and effort into, that is a quality product, than rushing through designs and then having a lot of stock that you don't know what to do with, having lots of listings, and not putting your best foot forward for your small business. So I would say that it is difficult, but don't keep checking, and because when you become obsessive about these sales, it becomes more about the sales and less about the joy of having that small business, and you're more likely to rush and make kind of silly mistakes. So as annoying or as frustrating as it can be, try your best to enjoy the process, especially in the very beginning of your small business. You want to enjoy this journey. The sales will come when they come, and so don't be discouraged by that. Number 10 is take breaks. It's very important, especially when having a small business is a mindset game, but also taking breaks allows you to have a fresh perspective on your small business. What is working, what's not working, what designs am I gravitating towards? It also allows you to be more level-headed and, like I said, not rush into things. A lot of the things that I rushed, or designs that I rushed, most of the time don't turn out to be bestsellers. And so take my advice and take breaks. Also enjoy life. Don't be too obsessive about your small business, because I think it can easily lead you to have a negative mindset. See drawing and designing as a fun thing, something that you absolutely should enjoy. Thing with balancing being an artist and being a small business is they don't always gel well together, but being an artist is definitely something that has made me a lot more joyful, and having that small business side of you is the thing that kind of prods you to direct your art in the right direction. But the joy of creating should always be at the forefront, because in the end of the day, if you are going to be making products that maybe potentially sell really well but you have no joy creating, then is there really any point? Unless that is really making money is like really, really important to you. But I would say that I would love to have the balance of both, because I find that if I'm creating something that I don't absolutely love, it's really hard to kind of motivate yourself to keep going. So that is my word of advice. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you found this useful. If you have other advice that you think that I didn't mention in this video that would be helpful to other people, then pop it down in the comments down below. If you have any questions, I'll try my best to answer them. And also, subscribe. I make small business videos like this. I also show the behind scenes of me planning for shop launches and packing orders and all that small business fun stuff. But I also show my life as well, which is perhaps just as exciting. I'm going to be going to Thailand soon. By the time you see this video, I have already gone to Thailand and probably still in Thailand and having the time of my life, really. When I come back, I plan to do a couple of videos. We're talking about like maybe a Thailand haul, maybe a mini Thailand vlog, and so I'm really excited to share that with you. So if that sounds interesting to you, then subscribe. That is it for now, so I'll see you in the next one very soon. Bye!